This movie, The Whole Truth, is a suspenseful drama centered around a family dealing with various personal and interpersonal conflicts, secrets, and moral dilemmas. The story begins with a philosophical reflection on truth, emphasizing that it cannot be hidden forever, much like the sun and the moon. This sets the tone for a narrative where hidden truths gradually come to light. This family is made up of a mother, son, and daughter. Put and Pim are siblings, with Put facing challenges at school and Pim involved in cheerleading. Put is crippled and loves drawing more than studying. Their mother, Maui, is a career-driven woman who has just been promoted to head of international sales. The family plans to celebrate this achievement, showcasing a moment of joy. Pim battles to maintain her position as the cheerleading team captain, but fears being disliked by her peers, especially with another girl, Mint, running against her. The sibling relationship is strained, as seen when Put is coerced by a boy named Fame into doing something against his will, under the threat of a compromising video going viral. Fame's aggressive behavior and the use of blackmail indicate a toxic dynamic. Fame also spies on Pim while she is changing, which further complicates matters and leads to Pim asking her mother to stop Fame from visiting their home. While returning home from work, Mai becomes a victim of a car accident. An aged man goes to May's house to seek her children. Pim and Put go to the hospital with the man to see their mother lying unconscious in a coma. The man introduces himself as May's father and grandfather of Pim and Put. Later, Pim and Put meet with a mature woman who is introduced to them as their grandmother by the man. This old woman seems mentally unwell while her behavior is good to Pim. She doesn't seem to like Put, maybe due to his crippled leg. She does not recognize Put, she calls him with name crit. Later on, the old man helped her to recognize him as her grandson. Pim and Put feel confused as their mother had never told them about their grandparents. Next, the movie follows Pim and Put, two siblings who are temporarily staying at their grandparents' house while their mother is hospitalized. The grandparents, who seem kind but strict, offer to take care of them. Pim and Put appear uncomfortable and unfamiliar with the house, even though their grandparents claim that Pim lived there as a child, a fact she doesn't remember. The next day, Pim and Put went to their home with their grandfather to take their belongings and cat, Latte. After returning to Grandpa's house, Put notices a hole in a wall. When he looked closely inside it, he saw an old room inside that hole. Put talks to Pim about this. Pim also sees the hole in the wall. When they tell their grandfather about the hole, he is surprised, and when he goes to see the hole himself, he cannot see it. He became angry with Pim and Put. He thought they were making him a fool. The next day, Fame again threatens Put and comes to his grandparents' home along with him. He wanted Put to fix his date with his sister. When they reached, Put heard scratching noises. It was coming from the hole in the wall, which he saw yesterday. He tries to verify the hole with the help of Fame. Surprisingly, Fame did not see the hole in the wall, but when he went near the wall to find the hole, his head got pulled strongly towards the wall, which broke his nose. He thought Put did this intentionally. He fought with Put. Meanwhile, Pim also arrived there. She was quite angry to see Fame there. While leaving from there, Fame says to Pim that he has something important that belongs to her, and now he will show it to everyone. In the tension, he left his smartphone on the sofa. Pim asked Put about the matter. Put told her that Fame had her semi-nude video, which was taken while she was in the school bathroom. Put further added that Fame threatened him, saying he would send the video to everyone in the school. This shocking news made Pim shiver from head to toe. She sat on the sofa, where she found the smartphone left by Fame. Her breath came back when she realized she could delete her video. Suddenly, their grandmother enters inside. She panics after seeing the blood on the floor, which came from Fame's bleeding nose. Pim calms her and cleans the blood. From the start, strange things begin to happen. Put notices a hole in the wall that no one else seems to see. The grandparents dismiss it, leading the children to question their perception of reality. This mysterious hole, along with the sudden disappearance of their mother's cat, Latte, heightens the tension and the feeling that something is off about the house. The grandparents' behavior adds to the eerie atmosphere. The grandmother appears to have dementia, and her actions are unpredictable. The grandfather, though rational and caring, seems to hide something, especially when it comes to explaining their mother's condition and their stay at the house. The children are told their mother's condition is critical, with a 50% chance of waking up from her coma. As Pim and Put struggle to adjust to their new environment, they begin to suspect that their grandparents may not be who they seem. This doubt is fueled by their mother's previous silence about these relatives and the strange occurrences in the house. The story builds suspense through the siblings' growing fear and distrust, culminating in their questioning the very reality of their situation, whether they are indeed living with their real grandparents or something more sinister is at play. That night, grandmother again behaved abnormally. She was calmed down by her husband. The next day, she behaved normally, as if nothing had happened last night. She forces Put to drink milk. Put shows signs of weakness. To change the topic, grandmother shares news that their lost cat had returned home. Next, the movie shifts towards the grandfather of Pim and Put. Currently, he is at the police station. By observing his photo on the wall of the station, we come to know that he is a retired, high-class police officer. At present, he is seen inquiring about his daughter's car accident with the investigating officer. The officer says the car that collided with Mai belonged to a boy named Chiayut, whose father was a rich real estate businessman. That day, Chiayut, his girlfriend, and his best friend were inside the car. His best friend confessed that he was driving the car. But hearing this, Mai's father was not convinced. He said that he thinks Chiayut's friend wanted to save him by giving a false confession so he could get money from his rich father. Maui's father says to himself, "My daughter is in pain due to Chiayut. I will certainly take revenge for this." The scene shifts to Pim and Put, who are disturbed by the annoying noise coming from the hole. They are forced to see inside the hole. This time, when they come closer to the hole, they see a kid ghost. It is the ghost of a female child. She is seen lying on the floor. She is also seen carrying a baby in her arms and vomiting blood. Pim and Put get scared and run towards their bedroom. In the middle of the night, Put feels something in the room. When he sneaks out of his blanket, he sees the same kid ghost near Pim's bed. Then he feels the ghost near him and gets scared as hell. He started yelling and later got calmed down by Pim saying it was a nightmare. The next morning, when Pim checked Put on his bed, she saw blood all over his clothes. Being afraid, she called for help. Their grandmother came. She said that Put became weak, and she again gave him a whole glass of milk to drink. Pim went to school as she was getting late. Meanwhile, the grandmother noticed Put's sketch note and opened it. To her surprise, she saw a sketch of a scary photo of a man with his head opened by a bullet shot. She was frightened and yelled at Put for making the drawing. This drawing was not made by Put, so he denies it. After she went out, Put again observed his sketch note, but he could not find that particular drawing. It was erased. The next scene shifts to Pim, who is busy practicing her moves. Today was the day for the announcement of the cheerleader team's captain. Pim was happy to hear her name as the team's captain. After this, Pim confronts her best friend Payu about her hidden bathroom video. When Pim found Fame's smartphone after deleting the video, she also checked his WhatsApp message, from which she got to know that the video was recorded by her so-called best friend Pau. In the heat of the moment, Payu shared the hidden video of Pim in their cheerleaders' WhatsApp group, which was her biggest mistake. Pim had already notified her teacher about bad work of Payu, and after she shared her video, the teacher caught Payu red-handed and took strict action against her. At night, we see Put, who is sick and his bleeding has not stopped. When Pim saw this, she called her grandfather. At that moment, Grandpa was at a party with a mission to kill Chiayut, whose car collided with Maui's. But after receiving an emergency call from Pim, he decided to return home, dropping his mission. At home, Pim and Putt hear strange noises from the hall. They slowly go downstairs to discover that the noise is coming from the same hole in the wall. They saw inside the hole, and this time they saw the same ghost who was being dragged all over the floor, vomiting blood. They also saw a man sleeping on the sofa. Pim realized that the room was similar to the current hall they were standing. Meanwhile, their grandfather comes inside, and Pim and Putt again try to show the hole to him. This time also, he doesn't see any hole in the wall. He is angry with them. In angriness, he places a wardrobe over the wall so that the imaginary hole can be hidden. After this, he orders children to sleep while he goes out to continue his mission. He blocks Chiayut's car inside a tunnel. Chiayu was the car owner whose car had collided with Mai's. He beats Chiayut, drags him to a corner of the tunnel, and burns him to death. He was taking revenge for her daughter's car accident. After so many days spent in the coma, Maui opens her eyes. Being panicked, she asks for her children. Doctors told her they are currently living with their grandparents in their house. On hearing this, she gets panicked even more and leaves the hospital, not listening to the doctors. After blocking the hole, Pim and Putt hear the crashing of the wardrobe downstairs. They went there to see things broken, lying on the floor. Their grandmother hears the noise, and she also joins them. Pim and Putt start to hear annoying sounds from the hole again. This time they realize that their grandmother also heard this noise. She is also able to see the hole. On confronting her, she says that she has heard this voice for many years. Somehow, Pim realizes that the hole shows the events that occurred in the house in past. She takes another look inside the hole. She sees the same hall where her mother Mai was holding a baby in her arms. Ma was desperately calling for someone named Pinya. A drunken man is seen sleeping beside her on the sofa. Meanwhile, her grandparents arrive there. Everybody was searching for Pinya. Later on, her grandfather goes inside the storeroom and comes out with the dead body of Pinya. Pinya's clothes were covered in blood. Before Pim could see more, her grandmother disrupted her. She was ready to tell the mysterious event that had occurred in this house. Maui had one more daughter named Pinya. One day, they went out leaving Pinya and her dad Crit alone. When they returned, they were not able to find Pinya. After searching, they found her dead. Their father Crit was an artist who drank a lot. That day, Pinya was playing hide-and-seek with Crit. She went inside the storeroom to hide but was locked inside. Crit was drunk and slept. He forgot her. Pinya drank rat poison which was present inside the storeroom and died. She says that their grandfather got angry with Crit, so he shot him. After telling the past story, Grandma says that the hole is the medium used by Pinya and her dad Crit to haunt the house. But is this the whole truth? Or the actual story is different? We will find it later. Meanwhile, Putt started to bleed again. Acting weird, his grandmother forced him to drink milk. At that moment, Maui reaches there. She rushes to take her kids back from there. At that time, Maui's father also arrives there. He tries to calm Maui and suggests she live with him and her kids in the same house. At this moment, Pim remembers Putt was vomiting blood in the same way as the ghost girl was inside the hole. She realized that the grandma was doing something wrong. Grandma always forced Putt to drink milk, which made Pim suspicious of her. Pim says to Grandma that she wanted to drink the milk which was prepared for Putt. To this, her grandma stops her from doing so. She was about to drink the milk, but before that, a strong force snatched the bottle from her hand. The milk bottle got smashed towards the hole in the wall. The grandma also sees the ghost of Pinya, and another suspense of the movie is revealed. Pinya was the eldest daughter of Mai. Her face was distorted on one side. The grandma did not like her. She wanted beautiful offspring. She wanted to get rid of her. So she slowly started to mix rat poison in her milk, which made her weak and sick. One day when Pinya was playing hide and seek, she locked her inside the storeroom. Inside the room, Pina died vomiting blood due to poison. The family blamed Crit for this incident and the grandmother got rid of her crime. Maui is emotionally broke to hear this fact, that her own mother killed her eldest daughter. Presently, the grandma hated, but as he is crippled and ugly, so she again wants to get rid of him by making him drink poisoned milk. After knowing this from her mother's mouth, Maui is shocked. She threatens her mother not to be involved in her personal life and leaves from there. Maui's mother cried and begged her not to leave them. In the next scene, we see Mai with her kids outside their own house. Maui is seen talking with her kids. She tells Pim and Put about their father. She also told them about their dead sister Pina. Pim and Put asked her that whether she could see the hole in her parents' house. Maui's past is revealed to viewers. She could actually see the hole. Suspense is revealed to viewers at last of the movie. The hole was seen by all the people who had committed any sin in that house. Maui's mother was involved in killing Pina, so she saw the hole. Maui's father didn't kill anyone in that house, so he didn't see the hole. Why did Maui see the hole? The answer lies in the past. After her daughter Pina died and family members blamed Crit's alcoholic nature for her death, Maui was very angry with him. Her father started to beat and torture Crit. He beats him as he thought Pina was dead due to his negligence. Crit said that it was not his mistake. Maui was very much disappointed with her decision of marrying Crit. Pina's death made her further angry. She was standing near her father while he was fighting with Crit. She pulled her father's pistol and shot Crit. The bullet passed straight through Crit's head, making a hole in the wall behind him. This was the same haunted hole which was seen by Pim and Put. Maui's father was clueless and surprised, but acting fast, he put the pistol in Crit's hand, and he proved Crit did this act, thereby covering May's crime. As Maui's father was a police officer, he was able to hide the truth and save her from punishment. That night, while sleeping, May's mother again hears the haunting noise. Meanwhile, Maui's father gets a phone call from the police officer, saying that he knows that Chiayut was killed by him for revenge. But he says that they got video footage from Chiayut's car from the day of the accident, and it proved that Chiayut was not driving the car on the day of the accident. This meant Maui's father had killed the wrong person for revenge. Maui's father was shocked and sad. Down, Granny went inside the storeroom and sees Pina's ghost. Pina's ghost haunts her. Her yelling is heard by the grandpa. He believed thieves might have entered the property, so he took his revolver and went down. There he saw Grandma lying on the floor covered in blood. A bottle of rat poison slipped out of her hand, which made Grandpa think that she was dead. But suddenly, Grandma's body transformed into Chiayut's body, whom he burned to death. He thought Chiayut was not dead and came there for revenge, so he shot him. But later on, he realized that he had shooted his wife. This event broke Grandpa, and he turned the pistol towards himself and shooted himself. We are close to the end of the movie. As the title suggests, the movie ends after revealing the whole truth. The first truth is that Crit was killed by Mai. The second truth is that Pina was killed by Maui's mother, and the third truth is Chiayut was innocent. He was not driving the car which collided with May's. Chiayut's friend was driving the car that day. The hole in the wall was formed as a result of Maui shooting Christ. That hole opened a porthole for the spiritual world to enter inside the house. Pim and Put saw the hole because Pina wanted them to reveal the truth of her death. Through this hole, Pina's spirit haunted May's mother as she hated her and killed her. Through the same hole, Chiayut's spirit entered the house and haunted Maui's father. Chiayut wanted to make Maui's father kill his own innocent family, the same as he killed him, despite being innocent. He succeeds in his mission as May's father shoots his wife thinking he was shooting Chiayut. The starting line of the movie comes true, as the family could not hide the truth and was revealed the same as the sun and the moon. Mao was probably forgiven by Crit as she shot her in misunderstanding and he loved her. In the last scene of the movie, we see Maui creepily applying lipstick. Her body was used by Pina to fulfill her childish desire. In the next room, the ghost of Pina is also seen sleeping next to her sister Pim holding her hand, which shows her love for her sister in a creepy way. Even after death, Pina lived among her family members. We have reached end of our recap for this movie. If you want to watch the full movie, you can get the movie information at the description of this video. If you liked the recap, consider hitting the like button and sharing with your friends. Get subscribed for future movie recaps. Comment down your views, suggestions, and requests. Bye bye. See you all in next video.